the Latvia Group Global, crafting the future of hospitality in venture capital.
Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We are back with our brand new webinar from TLG Global, where we bring together ideas, innovation, and investment to shape the future of countries. I am Tarandeep Kaur. You can call me Tara Kohli, your host and moderator for this exciting session. Whether you are a long-time partner, a new client, or someone simply curious about exploring European residency options, thank you for being here. Today's session will be short, sharp, and packed with insights. We are focusing on a program that's been under the radar but is now emerging a highly attractive entry point into the EU, Latvia's Residency by Investment. It offers speed, simplicity, and real business values, especially for families or investors who miss the Portugal or Greece windows. Just a few notes before we dive in. This will be a relaxed question and answer session. You can drop your questions in the chat at any time or comment on our full YouTube video as well. Let's kick things off and quick but meaningful introduction to who we are and what TLG Global stands for. So TLG Global stands for the Latvia Group Global. Our foundation gives insight into why we are launching Latvia program and how we build long-term trust with clients and partners. We are a global company rooted in real estate development, hospitality, immigration, and asset management. We started in 1983 from India and entered in the European market in 2018 with a strong presence in Portugal. Today, we have expanded into India, Portugal, China, Latvia, and Dubai. We are currently managing over 27 projects with more than 130 million in real estate and investment assets under management. And we are licensed developers by CMVM in Portugal and have successfully served over 300 plus investors till the date. But more than the numbers, TLG Global stands out because of our clients' first service lead approach. We know that applying for residency and investing abroad isn't just about the paperwork. It's about trust, transparency, on-ground support, and smart long-term planning. TLG stands out for its in-house legal team, real estate developers, immigration team, ensuring trusting services without outsourcing blindly with global and reach in local insights. We offer ethical long-term solutions backed by hand-picked projects that hold lasting values. We launched the Latvia program not as a shortcut, but as a smart alternative for those who want EU access with more flexibility, less paperwork, and quicker results. So that's who we are. Now let's bring the experts behind this launch and our team. Today we have two speakers with us, Martin Hernandez and Sayed MR. So Martin Hernandez, I'm thrilled to announce, joining us from the business development team in Portugal, a dynamic professional who brings a fresh international perspective to property investment and cross-cultural collaborations between Portugal and also the Baltic region. With a strong grasp of market trends and investment needs, Martin plays a vital role in bridging strategic opportunities across Europe. And our other speaker, who is Sayed Amar Hezazi, Business Development Manager from the Dubai branch. Sayed Amar is our Dubai-based specialist who brings a fantastic mix of client side, understanding technology clarity. He works directly with the clients across the Gulf, helping them evaluate residencies, option tailored to their goals, and whether it's lifestyle, mobility, taxation, or education. What sets Amar apart is how simple and clear he makes the process with the clients and our partners. No hard sale talks, just a step-by-step and honest guidance to them. So welcome, both of you. Thanks for joining us today. Let's start with Martin. Martin, as I said, it's a question and answer session. So I will start with the question with you. Martin, what made TLG Global launch the Latvia program at this time? What gap does it fill in our European offerings?
Thank you, Tara, for the kind introduction. So the Latvian program is it's a special program that TLG launched. This is a program that is mainly focused to investors that are looking for more affordable options in the residency by investment side of things here in Europe. So this is an option that is relatively affordable or very much affordable compared to other options like Portugal, Greece, even Malta. We're talking about 100,000 euros just for the investment itself, which then guarantees a very fast process of obtaining an EU residency card, in this case, the Latvian residency card. Besides the 100,000, we have another 10,000 that is a donation that is straight to the Latvian government, which is also required. But aside from that, there are other costs that have to do mainly about the application costs and also the submission of the process itself and other various costs that are related to obtaining documents, etc. So those are costs that can be found and that we can also always share with anyone that is interested. But the main focus is the investment itself, which is 100,000 euros and a very fast timeline to obtaining this. So why TLG launched this is precisely because it's a fast, affordable, and secure investment option for investors that are looking to obtain an EU residency card. How fast? We're talking, for example, if you go to Latvia, we have an office there, and we have legal counseling there as well to help any investor navigate the application and submission process. But if you go there in person, this is a process that from the beginning, and I'm referring to gathering all the documentation that is required until you obtain your residency card could be less than a month, for example. And from submission until you get your residency card could be less than 2 weeks. So that's how fast this is. This is probably the fastest residency by investment program in Europe right now. If you do it outside of Latvia, which is possible, you can submit your application through an embassy or most probably through a consulate. You can also do that. You can also obtain your residency card through that route. It will take a bit longer, probably between 3 to 4 months, although it could be less, depends in a case by case basis, but would be between 3 to 4 months. And the reason why it takes a bit longer is because there's always this communication between the consulate and the central Latvian government. Nevertheless, it's a relatively fast, even through the consulate, it's a relatively fast timeline to obtaining your residency card. Okay, so that is why TLG launched this program, is to help investors that could look at other investment options like Portugal, which is 500,000 euros, or maybe even Greece, which has, in most cases, a minimum requirement of 250, and say that they look at that and they say, maybe that's a bit too pricey for me at the moment. This is the option that you can choose. This is the option that is the most affordable one at the moment, and that can also, besides being affordable, it's also fast. Okay, so that is the main reason why TLG launched this residence investment program in Latvia.
Great. My second question is also similar and continue with the same answer you have already mentioned, the Portugal fund and the timeline. How does this fit, the Latvia program fit into a bigger picture, especially from the clients who missed out on the Portugal real estate or the Greece due to the policy changes, or they are missing the other programs? So how on a bigger picture Latvia fits their requirement?
The Latvian program doesn't have the same restrictions as the Portuguese one, or for example, the Greek one. The Greek one is, there's some caveats there, but the Greek program is also shutting the real estate options as well. So though the real estate option was very popular 2 to 3 years ago, when it was finished here in Portugal, because it was a very direct route to obtaining residency card, which could also lead to a citizenship path as well. So that's the reason why Portugal was so popular. It was a very intuitive and very direct process. And also you could obtain a real estate asset under your name. So it would be a double win for an investor, obtaining a real estate asset, and also through that obtaining an first a EU residency card, which would be the Portuguese residency card, and then a path to citizenship as well, obtaining a very strong passport, the Portuguese passport. That option is no longer possible. So Latvia does open the doors, although our specific option is not real estate. Okay, we're talking about €100,000 investment in a company. It's called L Hotels Latvia. This is a company that TLG is operating and owns in Latvia, duly registered in Latvia, so that it would be a direct investment into a company in Latvia. This is a stake. It might not be a real estate asset, but you have directly a stake in the company. This is a company that will, which main focus is managing hospitality assets in Latvia. So investors will have a direct stake in that company. So it is very attractive in that way as well.
Thank you so much, Matem. It was beautifully explained. And now people who already missed the Portugal and Greece or the policy changes they are facing, they know why they should choose the Latvia program. Because as we already mentioned, it's affordable program and also leads to the citizenship in the future if they continue, if they want to. And also it's a very fast residency, fastest in whole Europe. Thank you so much.
So if I may just add something, by the way.
Yes, please.
Yes, this also leads to a citizenship path. It might take a bit longer. In this case, we're talking, for example, 10 years, but it does eventually can lead to a citizenship path as well, the Latvian option. It might not be, for example, as attractive as the Portuguese one is, although there are currently some policy changes that are being discussed in the Portuguese Parliament and the Portuguese Assembly, National Assembly. But those changes have not yet happened, and we still don't know how those changes would affect, for example, investors in this capacity. So investors that are specifically residency by investment stakeholders. So we don't know how what changes would affect these individuals specifically. So for now, what we know is that the current status still maintains, which is a 5-year program. So in Latvia is not as fast, for example, as Portugal in that sense, but still is an option in the long run for people who are looking for citizenship as well. Okay, just to clarify that.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Let's move to Syed. As I already introduced him, he is our manager from the Dubai branch, and he deals with the clients directly on one-on-one and guide them through the process. Welcome, Syed. My question is regarding the same step-by-step process, actually. Could you walk us through the step-by-step process a client would follow to get the Latvian residency?
Great. Thank you for the kind introduction. My name is Syed, and I take care of the Dubai office at TLG Global. And as far as Latvian thing is concerned, we are going great in GCC market, touch wood. So the process is very simple, very short and precise. It's, as Martin mentioned earlier, it is one of the fastest programs that we have. So the longevity of the program is as less as 2 to 3 weeks, as long as 3 to 4 months. It depends on where you submit the file. So if you have any client, we are happy to process their application through the best possible hands, through the best possible means. We have all the right experts and teams to take care of the application. We give you the red carpet treatment in which you're handled from day one till day end, and we make sure that it is as smooth, as fluent, and as friendly as possible. So the process is quite simple. You have to go for the due diligence initially. That's the common thing in any application across the globe. So we need your passport copy, we need any of your address proof, and we have a KYC form which needs to be filled. All these 3 documents goes to our due diligence and the legal team for the due diligence processing. And we get back to you within 24 hours with the right due diligence reports. Hopefully, in most of the cases, we are good to file the case. If there are certain challenges, we report you that way. Once the due diligence process is completed, then it's the time to make the investment. We have two formats of investment. We call it reservation agreement and investment agreement. The reservation agreement means you can start the process by barely depositing 10,000 euros in our account, and we can take the legal proceedings forward. And if you're okay to proceed with 100,000 euros initially, we call it investment agreement. That needs to be signed, and we are okay to file the investment. Then we have the legal onboarding process. We connect you with the direct Latvian legal team. They take your case on a one-to-one point. They assess your application. They take it. They make sure that what are the ways to be followed in terms of documents, apostilling is concerned, MOFA attestation is concerned. All those things are taken care of. On a generic note, I'll tell you the checklist of documents that are pretty much required in all the applications. It might vary from case to case on a one-to-one basis. So we already have your passport copies. We have your address proofs. We need your bank statement of the last 6 months. According to the government's mandate, we need a healthy balance to be maintained in the bank statement, which according to the Latvian legal laws applies to 9,000 euros per adult and 3,000 euros per minor dependent. It can be in multiple currencies, multiple accounts, no matter what. We need your couple of photos. We need your police clearance reports for all the adults in the family. We need a birth certificate for all the minor dependents. We need your marriage certificate if that is applicable. And we also need your declaration on the proof of income, that where did you gather these 100,000 euros of investment. That's it. Nothing much to declare further. Quite simple, quite straight documents that needs to be submitted. And once these documents are compiled, if it requires any apostilling process, that needs to be fulfilled according to the laws of the countries and all other aspects. Once that is compiled, investment is already done. It's the time to submit the application. Now, there are 2 ways to submit the application. One, if you have a Schengen visa and you are good to travel Latvia, you take the whole application. You go there in person. My team will take you from the airport, and they will guide you for the entire process in Latvia. They'll take you to the government offices. You will submit the application in person. After submission of application, you will have your biometric appointment. You will do your biometrics. Upon doing your biometrics, within 2 to 3 days, your residency card will be handed over to you. So this process is very simple. The day you land and the day you get your biometric card is not more than 2 to 3 weeks in total. So that is one of the process. Now the second option would be, we call it consulate submissions, in which, let's say you don't have a Schengen visa, then you will have to approach the nearest consulates. Since I am based in Dubai, so the UAE residents have the opportunity to submit their application in Latvian embassy in Abu Dhabi, which is the capital of UAE. So all the UAE residents, since they can take consular services because they are residents of this place, the whole file will go to Latvian embassy. The person will submit the file in person, and they will take around 6 to 8 weeks of time to review the file. Any question answers to be reviewed again, they might get back to the client. If everything goes well, within 6 to 8 weeks, they get a call, and they grant you a visa, which is valid for 90 days. In the meantime, our team in Latvia will book your biometrics. The day within 90 days, you have to travel Latvia for your biometrics. You will go there to Latvia. You will do your biometric. Upon doing biometric, again, you will collect your residency card, and then you come back. This process might take 3 to 4 weeks, 3 to 4 months of time in total. So we recommend that if you have a Schengen visa, let's expedite the application, because within 3 to 4 weeks, if you're sorted with a European residency, that's something which is very good for all of us, and the longevity gets sorted in less than a month. That's what is recommendable the most. I think I've covered everything in this. If I forget anything, Martin can add. Else we are good.
Good. Yes, Sayed. You have explained everything very well. It was a literally a like step-by-step process, and I haven't introduced you the misconception. It was exact same you guide us through. The same thing I would like to ask to add something with this. What's the cost structure look like apart from the 10,000 reservation amount and the investment amount? Is this something is there something budget conscious client can explore more, or how they can save submissions files, or how like we are charging or not, or what are the total cost structure they are saving and they need to spend according to the one family of three, if we can guide one the main applicant, their spouse, and one kid under 18?
Okay. So 100,000 is the investment amount, which is the federal law that we need to follow. So that has to be remitted as an investment. That will go under the TLG Global's account. On top of 100,000, you have 10,000 euros as state budget. You can call it donation also to the country of Latvia. So 110,000 is the investment that needs to be done. On top of 110,000, as you mentioned, if it is family of three, for the entire 5 years, it is not more than 8,000 euros in total. So that's one of the most, you can say, pocket-friendly investment that we have in the European world. That within in less than 120,000 euros in total, for the total span of 5 years, you're sorted with a European residency for a family of three. That's something which is really, really pocket-friendly for all of us. So that's the total structure. And since the longevity of the program is not much, so we don't have much milestones of payments. As I mentioned earlier, if you can start with 10, once you are done with 10 and everything is good, you can remit the remaining 90. So 100,000 is complete. Now, once you are called to Latvia for biometrics, that is a point when you have to give 1,000 as a donation to the country, as in the state budget, and whatever is the government fees like biometric fees, application fees, and insurance fees, all those breakups, we can share you the cost calculator as per your family size. Whenever we get an opportunity to float the quotations in the market, we can float it. So that's not much of the expense if you compare it with other European countries, wherein the minimum ticket size is not less than 300,000 euros, inclusive of the entire 5 years journey or 7 years journey of the application. Yeah.
So as we know, other countries are charging like a lot of cost structures are very costly than the Latvia. The document process when they submit the file, how much time it can take for the approval rather than the other programs? Like Portugal is taking more than 1 or 2 years right now. So
any of the European country is not taking less than a year as we speak. It is at least 10 to 12 months, even if you talk about any other countries like Malta or Greece or Portugal. As we know, it's getting tough day by day. It's more than 24 months as we speak. So we are talking about a European residency in not less than 12 months of time. To be on the precise note, at least 12 months, 18 months is a generic and normal timeline right now in the European world, despite investing 250 plus the government cost and the property related cost and taxations and all those add-ons that you take, which takes the total investment to more than 300,000. So in the ticket size of around 100,000 euros and in a span of less than a month, you are sorted with the same European residency, being the Schengen zone and being the European Union. I think it is one of the most popular programs that we have right now. It's the right time to grab the opportunity, unless we have the volume in the federal pool, wherein the timeline goes high and high and high. Because when I started selling Portugal in 2017 and 18, the timeline was not more than 6 months. So that is how Europe operates. So let us expedite the process in maximum, and let's capitalize the opportunity that we have, that in the span of less than 3 months, for the whole family in a ticket size of around 100,000, 110,000, you are sorted with a European residency. This is one of the best time to utilize this and get your European dreams in place.
You have mentioned it correctly, because as we know already, the time process for Portugal was also only 4 to 6 months only, but now it's more than 2 years.
Exactly.
And everywhere, not only the European, wherever there is golden visa or investment opportunities or immigration process, the timeline always increase according to the volume of the
Exactly.
registrants. So yes, it cannot be like we are promising for the Latvia right now, but if the volume will be post, it can change anytime.
We
So
we can control the inflow right now. We can't control the future, of course.
yes. So let's back to, I have actually both questions for one you and one Matam, but I'll start with Matam. We were talking about this program is right now it's a residency program, but it can also lead to the PR and also the citizenship eventually. So what is the process, Matam, from the after getting residency card, how they can, what is the process and the timeline they can receive their permanent residency and citizenship?
You're asking about the timeline for the Latvian program, correct?
After when they get the, because this program we are talking about 100,000 euros, this is for the residency card, but after that, after receiving it, how much time they need to apply for the permanent residency and how much time for the they need for the citizenship?
All right. So the process is like I said before, it's roughly 10 years. Okay. Um, so you first get your temporary residency card. Okay, so that's the first document that you receive. That's the fast document. That's the one that you get if you submit in person in Latvia. In from the moment of submission, you can get it in less than 2 weeks, or maybe 2 to 3 weeks. Very fast process. After that, you enter into the temporary residency program in Latvia, which will last 5 years. Okay, so you have 5 years that the Latvian government uh, authorizes your temporary residency status. Okay, now if you want to apply for a permanent status, okay, in Latvia, after the first year, okay, so the first year of your temporary residency card, after that you have to then leave. And there are several caveats here, but the general information that investors should know and retain is that you then have to leave for 4 years. Okay, so 4 of those 5 years you have to leave as if you were already a permanent resident. That means living in Latvia for in each year at least 6 months. Okay, so in a 12-month period, you have to prove that you have been living there for 6 months. It doesn't have to be necessarily continuous, so you don't have to leave in Latvia from from January to June or from July to December. You can vary a little bit, but the idea is that you are living there at least half of the time, half a year there in any given year. So that way you are proving that you are in fact permanent residents in the country, of course. So you do that first. You prove that you are spending at least 6 months per year in Latvia, and then you will take a small language test that tests the basics of the Latvian language, and then you, in principle, barring any kind of exceptional circumstance, you will then obtain a residency card, a permanent residency card. Then you are onto the citizenship path. So you then have to spend another 5 years, okay, another 5 years as a permanent resident in Latvia, 5 years. And you have to prove that you live there, that in principle you are working there as well, that you are financially contributing in the country, that you have roots in the country, okay? And after that, you can then apply. You have to take another language test. So I think if the first one would be, for example, an A2 level, the citizenship test would be, for example, a B1 level, I think. Although it might both be A2 levels. Though those we can that I can clarify, for example, for investors that are really interested, we can have a private call and discuss this in more detail. But anyways, this is another language test that you have to take, plus a citizenship test, which requires you to know the basics of the Latvian culture, of how the Latvian government works a little bit. So it's a basic test that really shows that you have put the minimum effort to knowing, of course, the culture of the country, which you will now be a citizen of. Okay, so that's the path in a nutshell. So 5 years and another 5 years. Those initial 5 years, remember, are the temporary residency. That is the temporary residency period in which 4 of those 5 initial years you are living as if you were a permanent resident, and after you get your permanent residency card, you spend another 5 years until you can officially apply to the Latvian citizenship. Now, aside from this timeline, there are other things that you have to be aware. So the Latvian government or in this case, the Latvian passport doesn't necessarily allow to accumulate more than one citizenship. Okay, so there are exceptions. The EU country, for example, any kind of citizen from another EU country can accumulate this citizenship as well. NATO countries are also viable for accumulating another citizenship with the Latvian government. Okay, so if you are, for example, a US citizen, you can accumulate your American citizenship with the Latvian citizenship. The same goes to Canada, and there are some special treaties with New Zealand and I think Mexico as well. So there are some exceptions, but you do have to be aware, and we have a data room with the document that can also be found in PMLP, which is the immigration agency in Latvia, that specifically states the list of countries that are allowed to accumulate a dual citizenship with the Latvian citizenship, for example. But for example, if you are from a country that is not listed in that document, you will have to make a decision on whether or not you want to give up your previous citizenship in order to obtain the Latvian citizenship. Okay, so that is also a very important detail that you have to take into consideration. But if that is not an issue, then this is the timeline you have to take into account. It's a 10-year timeline, and we will be here to help you if that is your objective as well.
Thank you so much. This after hearing this, it was like come to my mind. European citizenship is not for sales, and it will always start from the residency process, and it will lead the path to the citizenship. So thank you so much for explaining. Similar to this, Sayed, I have a question for you. Like for the permanent residency and citizenship, we have a language test, we have a stay requirement, or there are further terms we need to follow. But is there any requirement for our first residency card, temporary residency card? Is there any stay requirement, or is there any hidden terms client should know? And also, we talked about the spouse and children minors. How many family members are including in this process?
Okay. So as far as the temporary residency visa is concerned, the only obligation is you have to visit once in a year to renew your residency card. So with what you get out of 110,000 investment is a residency card, is a residency which is valid for 5 years. Now, but the residency card which is issued by the government of Latvia is valid for 1 year, which means you have to visit Latvia once in a year to renew your residency card. So even 1 to 2 days visit will serve the purpose, which will help you to renew your residency after 5 years. If you want an exit, we are anyways giving you exit of 100,000 euros. You can take it back. So that is capital assured. If you want to continue your journey to PR and passport, yes, you need to wait for 9 years and 10 years to get your PR and passport. But if you want to continue only for your temporary residency, same law applies, that you have to visit once in a year to renew the card, and the investment of 100,000 needs to be maintained. This you can maintain until your lifetime. Now, coming back to your next question of family reunification. So definition of Latvia in family reunification is primary applicant can include their spouses, their respective spouse, not spouses, spouse, and minor children. Age of children has to be minimum 18 years at the time of applying the application. So that is the family reunification definition in Latvia. So if your any child is above 18, it will have to be a separate application. Parents, unfortunately, cannot be part of your application in Latvian residency program.
This come to my mind. We had a case. I think you also know that there were case about two wives. So we had a discussion. Applicant has to choose one family because Latvia does not allow the.
It is not only Latvia, Tara. It is any part of the world. You cannot take two wives in the same application.
So they have to choose one spouse and the one family, and also the children under 18. So as we already discussed about the clients, I would like to ask a few questions about the partners from the Martin. Martin, for our global partners and introducers, why is the Latvia offer such a strong addition to their portfolios right now?
Can you repeat the question, Tara?
Yeah. For our global partners and introducers, why is the Latvia offer such a strong addition to their portfolio right now?
Okay, so it's a very interesting addition to their portfolio for essentially the same reasons why it's a very interesting option directly to investors as well, which is a very attractive product. Within itself, it's a very attractive product. This is a program that if you have a client, for example, in the last year or 2 years, due to changes in programs like the Portuguese Residency by Investment Program or the Greek Residency by Investment Program, or even recently changes in the Malta Residency by Investment Program. There have been some changes in the last 2 to 3 years in a lot of these programs, the so-called Golden Visa programs, that have caused some hesitation and some concern, naturally, with the current investors that are still looking for other options to invest in. So that concern, that maybe doubt, can easily be solved with this option. Okay, because this is in fact a very secure. Again, we can talk about the structure in a bit as well, but this is a very secure option that gives you a buyback as well. So that way you know that your investment is secure and that you are not losing your investment. But it's also very fast, and it's at least at the moment the most affordable option in Europe as well. So those main points, and I like to summarize the Latvian option as a fast, affordable, and secure option. Fast, affordable, and secure. So those three words really encapsulate the Latvian program, and the reason why this option is so appealing to any partner that has clients right now still deciding or on where to invest, on which country should they invest their future, because this is not only an investment, this is investing not only in terms of money but in terms of time, of resource allocation. This is also a program that allows family reunification, so you can go with your spouse and children under 18, like Siad said. So this is also securing your family or your client's family's future. So that is why it's so appealing, because this is an option that takes into consideration the fact that there have been a lot of changes in recent years in residency by investment programs, that clients have doubts, have concerns, and this is a program that really tries to go in the direction of soothing and making sure that investors have a reliable investment option. So that is why.
Great. Thank you so much for explaining. I would like to ask Sayed, as you also work with the client and also partners as well, and managing accounts around the Dubai. So, what support does TLG Global provide to help them promote, explain, and closure this offer confidently, and marketing on this process? How much promotion and support we provide to our partners to make them comfortable?
So first of all, we educate them about the product when it comes to B2B partnership. We train their team. We make sure that they are confident about selling Latvia. We give them whatever is the support that is needed if they wish to take. Some partners don't, so they close on their own end. But most of the partners, once they pass on referrals to us, we start with initial consultation and eligibility assessment, in which we evaluate the client in terms of their eligibilities. We take care of their KYC and AML checks. We take care of their document preparation and review of their documentation that they give us. We assist in preparation of translation and notarization and legalization, apostillization of their documents, whatever is necessary. And then application filling and follow-up. As I mentioned earlier, we have a dedicated team which takes care of everything. So submission of the residency application to either in Latvian office or if it is consulate submissions, we book appointment in the consulates, and then we make sure that those are submitted on time, and we give them regular updates about the flow of the application, that what is going on, so that they are confident, and we make sure that we are in full. We try to make sure that we update to the client in maximum of the each steps that are being followed. Legal and immigration support also in terms of drafting and reviewing the contracts, in terms of legal documentations, in terms of representation before Latvian government, in embassies, in different government bodies whenever it is required to submit the application, whether it is biometric appointments or submissions, whatever comes through the application. Travel and local support if they need from us. Of course, that is also one of the things that we take care of in terms of assistance with visa arrangements whenever it is required. On-ground support during their visit to biometrics and other formalities, that is also taken care of. And what else? I think we can go for the post-approval services also in terms of assisting in obtaining the resident permits. So if they want their application to get converted into permanent residency, so whatever are the arrangements and whatever are the legal processes to be taken care of, our team in Latvia, we as a consultant here, we as their partners here take care of their clients in maximum, guiding on residency card renewals, permanent residencies, and eventually citizenship. That is the end product that we are looking for. So we take care from day one till day end, and we try to make sure that the client is sorted with their citizenship also. So we are here to procure and make sure that everything is in place right from day one till day end.
True. That actually shows we not only guide our clients or investors step by step and long term eventually, we also guide our partners as well, and their clients as well. So our companies, the orientation and our companies long-term working with our partners and the clients, that shows the whole process.
Sure.
So as we already discussed today, European residencies, different countries, our clients, our Latvia primary project about Latvia residency for investment, also the partnership values. Do you guys have any last something to mention to the viewers of the who are watching right now, and also who will watch on YouTube later?
So it's the right time to invest in the European world because we have a very pocket-friendly investment in Latvia, making your dreams come true to the European world, where you have access to not only Latvia, but the whole 29 Schengen countries, not only for you, but for your future, for the betterment of your future, for the betterment of your children in future, for your as a second option in the best possible and a passive way. No commitments required, just a pocket-friendly investment, and the whole family is sorted with a European dream and European residency. Europe is yours, in short. Try to use this in maximum. Let's capitalize the time that we are having and the opportunity to avail at this point of time. That's it.
Thank you so much. Matham, would you like to share your views?
Yes. So right now we are experiencing some changes here in Portugal. I'm talking specifically about Portugal because Portuguese, and I'm talking from our Lisbon office here in Portugal. So the Portuguese Residence for Investment Program has been very popular for a long time, and probably will continue to be, even though there are some long waiting long waiting time periods that investors are currently facing. It's still a very appealing program, but the Portuguese program, as well as other programs like we have mentioned before, have indeed suffered some changes in the past. So the Latvian program offers a reliable option, an affordable one, and a pretty fast timeline as well. So if this is the time where you are, and I'm talking now directly, for example, to someone that would be interested in investing or obtaining a residency by investment EU card, for example, this is the time. I'm not going to say that this option will last forever. We don't know. We don't know what the future holds. But right now, this is the option that is available for you at this affordable pricing and investment pricing with these specific timelines. Okay, so these timelines can change. This is unfortunately not up to us. TLG does not control the timelines that currently exist. This is up to the governments. Okay, the Portuguese one, the Greek one, the Malta one, or in this case, the Latvian government. So these timelines we do not control. What we do know is that right now, as we speak, these are the current terms, the current timelines, and the current investment pricing. And all things considered, this is the right time to invest. If you are considering, in this case, investment in order to secure residency, European residency, and eventually a European citizenship as well. So this is the right time in order to obtain both the residency and eventually the citizenship as well. If you are considering, this is the right time.
True, very true.
Really true. Thank you so much, Matem and Sayed. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. That brings us to the end of our structure session. Special thanks to both of you actually for their valuable insights and for walking us through everything in such a clear and an engaging way, and covering the European residencies, Latvia, clients, and also the partnership values as well. To our audience, thank you again for being with us. If you have any further questions or inquiries, would like to connect with us about residency programs or partnership, feel free to reach out to us. The screen is already showing our join a meeting book or the WhatsApp, email, website. You can reach out to us anywhere on every social platform we are available. Our team will be contact you directly. We'll be back more open conversation in our next sessions, and until then, take care, stay connected, and thank you so much.
Thank you everyone.
The Latvia Group Global, crafting the future of hospitality in venture capital.